But essentially what caused the panic is they had $21 billion in U.S. Treasury bonds.
That's where they chose to invest a lot of their money.
The U.S. government, because we all know how trustworthy they are, naturally.
They assumed this would be low risk. And to give a little further context, the fact that a lot of tech ventures were invested in SVB points to something, because during COVID, the Federal Reserve was pumping the economy with a lot of money, and a lot of that was going to startups.
And tech grew. There was a boom of tech during COVID. And now as we're seeing, Facebook, Twitter, almost every social media platform and every tech company is hemorrhaging employees by the thousands. So we're definitely seeing the repercussions of artificially inflating the tech industry.
But what's interesting is that Silicon Valley Bank actually grew tripled their deposits in the course of a few years. So they were a very tech-heavy bank.
And so what did they decide to do? Invest $21 billion in U.S. Treasury bonds. And it was back in early March where they were like, okay, we need this money. And this is an example of moral hazard, I think is a great way to describe it, because the government was basically like, this is almost no risk. You can put all your money in here, get it back with great returns. It's going to be awesome. And so when you make generalizations and assumptions based off of especially what the government is saying about risk factor, you're going to make bad financial decisions. So they put $21 billion into Treasury bonds. They pulled them all out in a very quick sale. It was kind of sudden. They ended up losing about $2 billion. So 2 days before this happened on Friday, the 10th, they go to their shareholders or investors. They're like, hey, we need to raise $2 billion. Do you guys...
Quick question. Do you guys have $2 billion?
I need $2 billion we could borrow. So they're like, no, we're actually going to take all our money out of the bank. So
because they lost trust.
They lost trust.
In the bank.
So that first day where they announced that they had lost $2 billion, their stock shares fell by 60%. That next day, I believe it was that Friday morning, their stock shares had fallen by another 60%.
It's so quick how this happens.
It was literally like that. It happened over a 48-hour period.
Oh my gosh.
And so by the end of Friday, they are calling the police on people at their New York branch location for trying to run and take out their deposits. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So they knew it was happening.